That sounds fun. That sounds fun.
Hi, friends. Welcome to another episode of That Sounds Fun, The Seasons. I'm your host, Annie F. Downs. I'm so happy to be here with you today. And you know we've got a fall soundtrack, right? We have a soundtrack every season, and today is the day. Today on the show, we are answering, what do I need to hear this season? And today on the show, we get to talk with a voice you have already heard. The one who is singing our very theme song. It is my friend, Ben Rector. You know and love his music. He is no stranger around here. We're talking about everything from what it's like for creatives to produce all of the time and how to build a set list for a concert, why I think Ben is so good at it, and the way writing music marks milestones and seasons in our lives. So if you're following along in your TSF Seasons Guidebook, get those note-taking pages ready. We are on page 109. This guy is brilliant, and you are going to want to take notes on what he says. You can order and download your copy at anniefdowns.com/seasons. Okay, here's my conversation with our friend, Ben Rector.
That sounds fun.
Ben, welcome back to That Sounds Fun.
Thanks for having me back.
Man, what
It's
a
good
treat.
to be here. Yeah,
I
this
love
is
when
great.
you're here.
This is ideal.
I am going to make a call right now in front of everyone live.
Oh.
This is your 4th episode.
Oh, really?
When you get to 5 episodes, you get on the Hall of Fun.
Oh.
But here's what, you are singing our soundtrack. So shouldn't that lobby you into the Hall of Fun because everyone hears you every single episode?
I think that's fair, but I'm also
Yeah.
happy to just come back another time and earn it the old-fashioned way.
Well, we're going to go ahead and order your plaque.
Okay,
We're
great.
going to go ahead and get it started because that feels like for the last year and a half, you've been on every single episode.
Oh, wow.
And so
That's gotta count for
therefore,
something.
That's got to get you in the Hall
Gotta
of Fun.
count for something.
It feels like you and Tor and a couple of people who've sang that for us deserve. And today we're announcing you as our fall soundtrack for the year.
Wow.
I know, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Who knew?
Yeah.
Ben, talk to me about, I want us to get into the brains of music
Okay.
a little bit.
I love
Because
that.
we're picking a soundtrack every season that kind of gives people something like hit play and live your life.
Yeah.
Play it in the car, play it in the classroom. If your kids are working on something, I used to always play music like that when I was a teacher. Play it in the kitchen while you're cooking. I listened to it this morning while I was working out. What is it about music that does that? How does music mark seasons like that?
Are you like, what do I think, like scientifically?
No,
Ish?
sure, if you know that. Do you know that? You might.
I don't like for real know that, but I mean, we're just programmed for it to affect us. And I think like, it's like any other form of entertainment. It's mixing together like something that's familiar or feels familiar and a little bit of like what's about to happen next. And like the best music melds those together perfectly. It's like a Matlock episode where you're like, I think I know, it's that. Like you're basically like, it's like a roller coaster where it's like setting you up and then you go down and then you go up. But I think that's what's happening. And we're just like programmed for that, like innately more than other stuff, which is interesting.
It is interesting. I'm not as drawn to music as a lot of my friends are. I think that's a Nashville thing. A lot of our friends are very drawn to how music moves them.
Also, there's not a lot of people in Nashville going to be like, I'm not drawn to music.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Where I think I'm always so surprised when people like really love music and don't do it professionally.
Yeah.
I'm just like, wow, you really like this.
Right.
But I think in Nashville, everyone's like, oh, music, right? And it's like, I think some people are probably like, this is fine.
Yeah. I am more toward this is fine. I like it.
That's great.
But I live alone and most days are quiet in my house.
Totally. I feel bad. People always be like, what music do you listen to? I'm like, I don't listen to music like that much.
Really?
Yeah. It's just like too much information.
Yes. Do you write every day?
I used to write every day and I'm trying to thread the needle of like, I want to stay sharp and I want to be disciplined. And I also realize that I'm in a season of my life where it's like, I don't know if I get any bonus points just for being like, I do this every day, all the time.
Wow.
I think most people probably should do it more than they do it. But I did it for so long, probably more than I should do it, that now I'm like, oh, I want to like let the fields rest a little bit. So if you'd asked me that like 2 years ago, I'd be like, yes, I write every work day. And now I'm like, I'm just trying to like create space for something good to happen. So I just don't think the world needs like more music, that needs great music. And so, yeah, I don't write every single day.
Is that part to do with the age of the kids, do you think?
I don't know. I don't know what the sliding scale of like phase of my career, age that I am, kids. Because if I didn't have any kids and I was 38 and had done as much music as I had done, I kind of think I'd feel the same, because it's almost like, I've made a lot of music and I don't know. It's almost like if it was a Rube Goldberg thing where it's like you dump the water bottle over and hits this thing. It's like I've like seen the completion of the Rube Goldberg music creation thing so many times that it's a little bit harder to be like, oh, what's about to happen? It's just like, oh, and then I do the song and then I record it and I might record it again. I'll get it mixed, I'll get it mastered, and then I'll figure out how to work into a show, and I'll play some shows and people will be like, I like that song. I'll be like, that's great. And then I'll go home. And, you know what I mean? So I think there's a little bit of that. It has to have to do with my kids too, I think, but it might just be like life stage. I don't know.
So much of the Richest Man in the World album is about this season of your life.
Yeah.
Obviously. Of course it is. But you're also saying let the fields rest.
Yeah, I think, and that's a moving target. I don't know. I think for a long time I prided myself on like, I work so hard and I'm like in the, I don't know what, I'm just like grinding.
Yeah.
And I think now I'm like, I don't know that I feel as much need to get the bonus points for that. I say that and like I still do it a lot. But yeah, I'm just trying to like find joy where I can find it and not try to like earn being like, check this out, check out how good I am. It's just like, I don't know if I need to do that. And I think when there's a specific thing, like for every week that we do shows, I'm like in, and I try to approach it like a pro athlete. I'm like getting my voice in shape, I'm practicing, whatever. But just in my like day-to-day life, I'm probably not as much like grinding for grinding's sake.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's still long seasons that I need to do that. But I don't know that God is like so proud of you, Ben, that you're like showing yourself how hard you're working. Like, I don't know if that matters in this season.
It feels like one of the pressures on my job, I'm curious if you feel this, is if you don't show up every day, then what?
Totally.
Whether that's social media or writing or recording a show like this or whatever.
Yes.
And we're planning, I think everybody knows this is listening, but next summer of 27, we're like shutting down for the summer.
Oh, that sounds great.
And it is because of that verse. Every 7 years, let the fields rest. I read that in 2020 and I said, okay, Lord, then we'll do that in 27. But then the pressure of what if everyone unfollows?
Totally.
What if we come back and how do you turn down that soundtrack in your mind of if we don't write every day, we can't pay the bills?
Yeah, I think, this should be like a way longer conversation, but I feel like, I don't know what will change, but I think across, not musical genres, just like types or genres of entertainment, it feels like to me that a lot of people are like, what's going on right now? Where like, you just like, have a harder time getting through to people or getting people to care about things. And I kind of feel like everybody is so online that their dopamine is just like max, or I don't know if it's dopamine receptors. I don't know how that works. Their ability to like get excited and feel good about things, I feel like is just like maxed out.
Wow.
And I feel like the incentive for all of us who make art or content or whatever you call it is to, like now you got to make twice as much to whatever. And I think everyone is just kind of like, I don't even want any of this. Like, and I think like, that's what I feel in my life as a consumer of things. I'm just like, everyone is trying so hard to get my attention, not me, Ben Rector, just me, a person.
Yes.
And I'm just like, stop it. Like, I just think my brain's like, I just want to like sit outside for a second and like talk to a friend. And so I think that where I am with that stuff of like, what happens if I slow down or don't post as much or aren't like keeping my like video game character in front of people. I think I'm just like, man, I don't know if the world like needs that. I think it needs really good stuff, which is easy to say. And then it's like, cool, but you still have to make a lot of stuff. Yeah. But I think I'm trying to move towards that more because in my own life, I just realized like it's really bad for me. It's bad for me to consume that stuff.
Wow.
And I'm like, I feel a little bit of like weird. I feel a little weird about participating in it. I feel like I'm a drug dealer. Like I'm like, but I try to make good drugs that help people. It's like, but they're drugs. And I think the game of making things has changed so quickly that I'm stuck in between feeling like an old fogey and being like, I don't want to do this. And then being like, oh, I always want to be flexible and be willing to like learn whatever I need to learn. But I do have a little like catch or like check in my spirit about like, this is bad for us. And I feel weird being like, all right, well, like I'll make like my own version of this bad for you drug that like maybe will be good because hopefully I make it good. I'm just a little bit conflicted there. And that's an extreme. Social media can be used for great things. I don't think it's all bad.
I feel the exact same way.
But I think when the feeling of the across many genres feeling of like you got to stay in front of people and relevant and blah, 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 blah. That's the thing. I'm just like, I don't know what to do with that. And I don't want to feel that. And I don't know where I'm going to land, but I'm trying to be more okay being like, I want to create space to be a real person and hopefully make excellent things. And I'm going to say this, maybe, I believe this, if that takes me out of some stuff, I want to be okay with that and just be like, when I'm 70, it's like, oh, you could have done X, Y, Z. It's like at the cost of what?
Right.
And it doesn't feel like it's like the binary of like, you could, I don't know what the best case scenario would be. You could like be the biggest artist in the world. It's not that. And I don't want that, but it doesn't, it feels to me like everyone's just like cranking stuff out and it's slowly working less and less well. And so they're cranking more out. And I just want to, I wish we could like all have a big meeting and be like, how's this going for everybody? Because everyone would be like, it's going bad.
It's not great.
This is bad.
Yeah, that's right.
And then the funny thing is too, I think the people on the other side of the phone would say that too. They'd be like, this is too much. Oh my gosh. Like, but as real people who want to make great stuff and need to make a living and support other people and whatever, it's tough to know how to do that. I don't know.
I'm sure this has happened to you too, but we just made a decision to not pursue something that would have catapulted because the decision came down to, do I want that life?
Totally.
And all the things are set up for that to lead us down a path that would make me famous.
Yeah.
And I suddenly was like, when I'm 70, am I going to want to have done that? I don't know. So we're going to, but that is not, it was easy for me to say no because there was not money attached and there weren't promises attached. It was just an idea.
Sure.
And so I was like, no. And then I thought, should I ask 3 more questions before I'm sure that's a no, right?
Totally.
But it is, how do you feel different about what you make for online versus what you make in music?
Well, I think the hard part now is it feels like the music only counts if you can get it through the online gauntlet, which is really hard.
Books, yeah.
Yeah. And so I think that's an interesting place to be.
Yeah.
Because it's like, I want to be like, oh, I'd make this music whether or not anybody was listening. And I would make music, but it's really hard to make good stuff. It is expensive in every way, time, money, effort, brain space, bandwidth wise. And so I think like it's a hard place to be as a musician now, because it feels like you could, what we were talking about before we started, you could do the very best version of something, but if it didn't fit in the right slot, it doesn't count. Yeah. And it's like you can definitely make the argument, well, it counts for the people that hear it, like that's totally real. But the algorithms are so tight on socials and especially on streaming, it's just like, if it's not like having a real viral moment, it's just not going to get out there. And it's a really weird place to be. Yeah. It's like, how do you approach that? I think my thing is, I hope that if someone like told a story about my career in a long time, that they would be like, it was just like always really well-made stuff, and really well-made stuff does good in the world.
Yes.
Whether it's a really great sandwich or an awesome hotel or like, I don't know, a chest of drawers, I'm sure. When you get to like experience something that's like, wow, that's like mastery, it's really good. It feels like ministry to me. I'm like, wow, what a gift. And so my hope is that that's always the bar for anything that I do, is that I hope that anybody that runs into something that I did is just like, oh, that's so good. I don't know how that works in the online sort of threading the needle gauntlet thing, but that's like my North Star for making stuff. So I don't know.
So talk to me about building your set list for a show. If it's ministry and it's the most excellent, and I love this. I love this conversation because talk to me about how you decide tonight what I want to do, what I will be most excellent at, and what the people will be most have their best experience. Because I read you before we started, all these people sent in questions for you from our AFD Week in Review email, and half of them are how much they love your live shows.
That's very nice of them.
And so, how do you build a set list?
So for me, I always feel like I'm like, my hope is that I'm like, it's a service oriented thing, because at this point, I was talking to a guy who's a friend of mine, and he was like, when you do those videos where you raise your arm, are you ever just like, man, like I'm cool? And it's like, it just doesn't really feel like that. And I think it's hard for people who haven't been in that position to understand maybe that feeling. But like, if fame or attention was a drug, I think if everyone could do that drug a little bit, they would be like, oh, this is like kind of harsh and bad for me. Like, this doesn't, like, how long does it feel good? I'd be like, not very long. And then after that, it's just kind of a weird, it's like you're like short circuiting like human connection, which if you're like a totally crazy person, maybe you like that. But most people would just be like, nah, dude, this does not feel great.
There's entire counseling services here in town to help us live like that.
Built for that very thing. But because of that, the thing that keeps me engaged and I think like makes me want to do a really good job outside of obviously financial incentives are, I hope that it's like a gift to people that are coming to the shows. And so in my head, I try to think about what those people would want. And I don't ever want to pander or like be outside of what I feel like maybe I'm good at or made for. But thankfully, most of the stuff I make is stuff that I like. So I'm not like, I have to do this again.
Right.
So yeah, I tried for this tour to think like, if I was a fan, what songs would I want to hear me play? Because I do a bit at the show where I'm like, I don't just want to be like, here's my whole new record that everyone's like, that's great. But like, I'm kind of here because I have these memories attached to some of your older music. Yeah. So I try to like, air quotes, play the hits.
Yeah. No air quotes. You have hits,
I
bro.
don't. I really don't.
You did brand new. Are you kidding?
It's like
I hear it on TV, man.
It's like 0.65 a hit.
0.65.
No, but you know what I mean. I try to play songs I think people want to hear. Yeah. And then part of it too is like building the correct flow for a show. And I think a lot of I hope to bring the excellence of that it's been like really cared for and prepared well. So that's on me and the band to, when we should have like recorded all of rehearsals, but like I would be so maniacally focused on like little stuff. There's a Disney medley with a song. It's really fun. And the ending, like the song's about to end, and then Austin on the piano plays the Disney da 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 da, like their like motif.
Yeah.
And basically the saxophone player is playing the sort of hook for my song, and they're like, we should go into the Disney song. And I had them practice the pass off for that, like, probably 25 times. Because it was like, what the audience needs to feel is like, this was about to end, but it's not ending. But what happened?
Yeah.
And then it's like, basically it's like a volleyball set.
Yeah.
If you can set it up right, then that spike is just like earth shattering.
Yeah.
And so basically they were having trouble passing, like, I think about like the audience's attention. There's like it's like a ball you can pass around. So it's like, I get tired of everyone looking at me, so I throw the ball to Austin. I throw the ball to Jared, whoever. That pass off was really delicate, but if you do it right, it's magic, because everyone's like, oh my gosh, you did the Disney song and now you're putting the theme in. That's awesome. But when they rushed it, it was like, what's going on? It was too long. The ball like went away. Everyone's just like, what are you guys doing? So I think I care for those details so much. And if you do it right, I think it is like, wow, this is like, this is prepared well. So I think that's like the preparation on the picking the songs is like, what songs do I think people want to hear, that we'll enjoy playing, that will feel fresh and also familiar. And then it's up to us to like prepare those dishes correctly every night. And that's preparation and just like having it like locked.
Do you ever have a Saturday afternoon when you're like, you guys, I'm dying to play this song tonight. Can we throw it in?
The band would laugh if they heard this. I think so. Two things. just being totally honest here, I think people assume that concerts are spontaneous, and they're not. Unless you see like, if you see a jam band who's like, our whole thing is improvisation, there's probably some amount of it, but it's way less than you would think.
Yeah.
It's more like a platform. It's like, okay, once we're here, we'll feel it out, but getting from this to this is set. But if you ever see like a real concert, sorry, I'm not meaning jam bands are not real concerts. I'm thinking like not like a coffee shop. If
That's
you're
right.
like, I went to a large show,
Yes.
anything that has like lights,
Yeah. There you go.
you're really seeing a play. It's not a
Yeah,
concert.
That's great.
Because when you get enough moving parts, it's just like taking like, it was a dirt bike and then it's like a big yacht. It's like you just aren't as nimble
Yes.
with that many moving parts.
Yes.
And
Same
so,
is true with a live podcast.
Totally.
Besides the guests being different, the rest of it is a play.
100%. And I think most things in front of people
Have to be.
Yeah, are
To
that.
be excellent.
Yeah.
Or they aren't excellent.
Right. And I think too, I think the people that do excellent things that are not planned, their whole thing is improvisation.
Yeah.
You're sort of like, it's like improvisation
That's your
comedy.
shtick. Yeah.
It's like, yeah, that you're coming to see someone do a solo.
Yeah.
So it would be very rare that I'd be like, oh, I just feel like playing this, because for me, what's most appealing as a performer doing this type of show, which is a larger show, I feel great knowing that I can like land the tricks. It's like
Yeah.
asking like Sean Johnson, like, do you ever just like want to do like a different flip at the end? She's probably like, no, like I want to nail this routine. That's what I want to do.
Right.
And with a smaller show or a leaner setup, like an acoustic show or something, I build in a little bit more room to like run around. But as a performer, I do the best when I know how to land the tricks. That makes me
Yes.
feel like I can take more risks.
Yes.
And I think people assume like, oh, like you're just like vibing up there. It's like almost no one is doing that. And some people are, but like, yeah, the bigger the production, the harder it is to like do something wildly different. Yeah.
When I started speaking, I thought, I'm going to be the person who does a different talk everywhere I go. I'm going to never repeat. And what I started learning in like year 2 was actually the ones I like more, I want to get better at.
100%.
I want to be excellent. That was a great talk. I actually want to do it 18 more times.
100%.
Because it hits the audience, it matters to them, it matters to me, and I've gotten to practice it.
And I think too, it's like there is improvisation, but it's almost like it's like a magic trick. I think with comedians a lot, where it's like you can build in. I think people would assume that the show feels more improvisational than it is, and really it's just like you set up a couple moments that could go one of two ways, and then
Yeah.
you get good at basically like leading them back to where they're
Yeah.
going to be.
The choose your own adventure.
Yeah, it feels like it's like
Yeah.
anything could have happened. It's like, no, there's like 4 things that could have happened. Where like I think comedians are the same, where it's like they can make it seem like where this could go anywhere, and it's
Yeah.
like they're kind of like going to bring it back to where they want to.
Yes.
And I think that building that in makes it exciting for everyone. But I think that if people could know how on the rails most things are, they'd be like, oh, this is like a machine. It's like, yeah, it is.
Yeah. I often, when people talk to me about how many books I write, I'm sure they say this about how many albums you do. My response is always, a surgeon does surgery every day.
100%.
Like I am going to go back to work
Yeah.
tomorrow and I'm going to write again tomorrow.
Yeah, you have to. I feel like to stay sharp, to stay professionally sharp, it just has to. You have to do that at a high level a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's why going on the road and doing shows, you just go like, I got to keep going.
Oh, I think the amount, by the time anyone saw this show, the amount we'd been through all of it would melt people's brains.
Yeah.
They'd be like, are you serious? Be like,
Yes.
oh yeah.
Yes.
But it's like the first show was we did 2 shows in Anaheim, and I was like, I want it to be as good as the last show. So I'm not
Right.
about to have all these people that have like traveled to the show just be like,
Yes.
yeah, sorry guys, we're still figuring this out. It's like, no, it needs to be great.
No.
You know?
We have, but when our friends are hearing this on Monday, I just finished my first weekend out with CAIN, and it's our first of 10.
Yeah.
And we have 4 days of rehearsal
Oh,
where we will do the
100%.
show so many times, because the people who paid for the first weekend of shows should have as good an experience
Totally.
as the middle.
Yeah.
And they should have as fun an experience as the end.
Yeah.
But you have to build that in rehearsal or it doesn't happen.
And I think too, to execute things freely and correctly with like sauce on them, everyone does better when they know they're going to land the trick.
Yeah, that's right.
And it's hard to like
That's great.
for a guitar player or drummer or me or anybody to project like the relaxed confidence and assertiveness when you're sort of like, I don't know what's about to happen.
Yeah.
Like that's not a freeing place to operate out
Yeah.
of. That's more like, oh no, like, wow, how do we do this? Whereas you're just like, oh, I've done this a million times. It's going to be great.
Are you on the road this fall?
Yes, we
Okay.
the whole model for this year is different. We're doing like one weekend a month.
Oh, okay. And just like doing 4 or 5 or 4 shows in the weekend?
No, it'll be like two shows.
In the same place?
Sometimes. Just depends.
Wow,
So
okay.
the second to last 2 weekends are 2 shows in Nashville, 2 shows in
Yeah.
Atlanta, and then the last 2 are bigger shows, and it's like they're different cities.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
What made you go to 2 a weekend and 1 weekend a month?
I wanted to try it.
Yeah.
And there's a couple of weekends that are 3, and then there's been like 2 months that were more weekends than that because stuff.
Getting it all done, yeah.
Yep. But I just wanted to like try a different model. I feel like typical touring, I realize it's just like a pretty bad rhythm for me. I don't sleep great. It's hard for me to exercise. It's hard to like be in a good headspace. I'm never really home. And so I was like, what if I took like the 25 shows and spread them out over a whole year?
Yes.
And my agent was like, what? And I was like, we're going to do this. And it's been so great. I think
Yeah.
everyone looks forward to the shows because it's like, oh, we don't have another show for like a month. And then we're like so excited to play again.
Yeah.
And we all get to be like real people.
Yeah.
I'm not like forever like getting home and leaving again. And I mean, life ends up being kind of like that anyways, but it's been a way healthier rhythm for me.
I've seen another artist do that where they say the so-and-so tour, and then you look and it's like 3 dates in January, 3 in February,
Totally.
2 in March. And so instead of going, here are the 25 shows from September to November, here are the 25 shows for 2025.
Yeah, and I think people assume it's like way more efficient to do all the shows together, and it's really not always. I think just not a lot of artists are like looking at other ways to do it or looking at like how efficient is this really?
Yeah.
Because like this is always the way we've done it. And it took more work on the front end. We had to figure out it was a little bit of a puzzle, but like it's been awesome.
And then when you are having fun in a show, you are one of the best. And I've only seen you have fun in a show, so I don't have a opposite experience.
That's
but
the hope.
Hear me say that every time I've been to one of your live shows, it is so fun for everyone because that is the temperature you've put the room at.
You're very kind to say that. That's my hope. My hope is that we pray before the shows, and I think we're always just like, I hope this is like a gift to people, and it feels like in a world of like cheaply made, loud things, that this is just like a really well-made, enjoyable thing. That's always the hope.
That sounds fun.
Hey friends, just interrupting this conversation to tell you about one of our incredible partners. This episode is sponsored by BetterHelp. October 10th is World Mental Health Day, and this feels like such a great opportunity to say thank you to therapists. My gosh, the ones I've seen in different seasons of my life are absolutely incredible. I'm so grateful for their expertise and listening ear. I will also be texting them on October 10th. BetterHelp specifically has therapists that have helped over 5 million people worldwide on their mental health journeys. That's millions of stories, millions of journeys, and behind every one is a therapist who showed up, listened, and helped someone take a step forward. When you find the right therapist, it can change everything. And BetterHelp has over 12 years of experience in matching people to the right one. This World Mental Health Day, we're celebrating the therapists who've helped millions of people take a step forward. If you're ready to find the right therapist for you, BetterHelp can help you start that journey. Our friends get 10% off their first month at betterhelp.com/thatsoundsfun. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/thatsoundsfun. Oh, another incredible partner I get to tell you about. Y'all know I've got my morning routine down with AG1, and I tell you about it all the time. And now there is a brand new product from them that's helping us with our nighttime routine. It's called AGZ. Listen, AGZ is the nightly drink that helps you wind down and rest up. Y'all, I know we all have a ton of things spinning in our brains when we're trying to get to sleep and stay asleep. And AGZ is here for you. It comes in really delicious flavors. Jamie, who works with us, has tried both the chocolate flavor and the mint. She said she loves them. And AGZ is a melatonin-free formula with clinically studied herbs, adaptogens, and minerals. There are no artificial flavors, artificial sweeteners, or added sugar. It's made up of a clinically tested form of magnesium, which has been shown to improve sleep quality and support cognitive function. If you're ready to turn down the stress and focus on the rest, head to drinkag1.com/soundsfun. And my friends are going to get a free frother with your first purchase of AGZ. That's drinkag1.com/soundsfun. And now back to our conversation with Ben. last week, one of your new songs came out, Not Afraid to Try. Can I tell you what blew my mind about that song?
Sure.
About halfway through, I walked over to my phone and I thought, did this switch to a different song? Because you have this beautiful, the lyrics make you, I mean, you hear in the title, Not Afraid to Try, but the lyrics are so drawing, and then the music switches and it is the same song, but it's different. It is so moving.
Thanks so much.
Tell me about that song.
So I wrote I do these like internet ditties occasionally. And I did one for Rory McIlroy lost, I forget what golf tournament it was. It was a big tournament. And every non-golf fans, Rory McIlroy is a very famous golfer. He's like one of the best of the generation. Yeah. Probably the best of his generation. But he's like had trouble with a couple things and he keeps getting close. He has since, he's turned it around. But I wrote like
and won the Masters.
He won the Masters and he won.
But when he won the Masters, it had been like he had been so close last year or something.
There had been a long major drought for him, and I think that was maybe the last.
Yeah, I think you're right. To get a, is it called a Grand Slam?
Yeah, I think that was his Grand Slam. I think that was. Anyways, he had lost a tournament, and it was a big deal, and people kind of felt like he choked. And I wrote like a little ditty for him. And it was good. It was like a moving thing. And of course, everyone in the comments like, you got to release this, which is hilarious because it's like, then you will. And people will be like, I never listened to it.
Yeah. You're like 18 downloads.
Yeah. But I was like, I really should finish this because it actually, because I wanted to be able to play it like live sometimes because I think it says a good thing. And so I finished the song and when we went to record it at the end of it, because it was my live band, at the end of it, we just like kind of kept playing. We're like, oh, that was cool. Like, should we do that again? And so we did it 3 times. And it's kind of funny. It fits with the song because we did it different every time. And then we just picked our favorite. But it's a little bit like bare and out there because you're like, we didn't have it mapped out. And so whenever I was like, I'm going to do this, I was like, I hope I don't mess up and I hope you guys follow this correctly. And so it was fun to just like be out kind of in free space, like making that up. But yeah, it was fun. And it's like in this day and age, it doesn't, I don't know how many people are going to be like, I listen to the whole thing all the time. But I was just like, for the people that make it through, it's kind of a nice, fun thing.
I don't know how to explain it. It may be my life hitting the music, which is the nature of music. Mm-hmm. I was teary in that switchover.
Yeah.
Well, I couldn't. I was asking myself so many questions. That's why I was like, I started to feel it when it switched over and I started to feel myself getting teary. And so that's why I walked to my phone and I thought, this is still that same song, right? Yeah. So it's beautiful. It's such a unique thing. Thanks. I can't wait for people to listen all the way through, people. Listen all the way through. It is really beautiful. I had seen that video. I don't know why I missed that. That's the Rory McIlroy song.
Yeah. I think the video is just like, I didn't call it anything. And then people were like, you should finish that. And then I didn't say anything else.
Yeah. So. The rest of the album, The Richest Man in the World, has been out for a couple of months. Mm-hmm. So you've been playing it on the road already?
Yes. I'm trying to think how many songs we played from the album. Maybe 3 total, which I have no idea if people are like, the review seems to be, this is the right amount of things. There's obviously always people that are like, I wish you'd played this or that. Yeah. But I think if I go see Coldplay, which I haven't in a long time. Yeah. I would be really bummed if they were like, half the music we played is our new stuff. I'd be like, oh man, like, I want to hear Yellow and I want to hear, and so I never want to be the guy that's like, yeah, sorry, I'm not playing the song that you got married to because like I'm bored. It's like,
right.
And I still really like playing the song.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
But the band is funny. They're always like, we got to play. The joke is there's a song on the record called Feel that the drummer loves. All the guys love it. And they're always like, we got to play Feel, dude. We got to play Feel. And it's like, it's not the most popular song on the record. I was like, guys, like, we can't take one of the other songs out to play Feel. Uh-huh. And so every show, they're like, we playing Feel tonight?
No, like, no, I told Annie, we don't add songs.
There was actually a guy who had a bit of beverages at one of the shows who kept yelling for Feel. And afterwards, like, Jerry, did you pay that guy? He was like, I didn't, I swear. I was like, I think you did.
You're like, that guy knew too much.
And so we record every show and then we'll send it out to people after the show if they want to the recording of it. And so we listened to the recording, and the guys in between every song, he's like, "But feel." It's like, oh my gosh.
Okay, wait, you send out the recording after every show to the people who are there?
Well, so yeah,
That's cool.
we have like the venues are like geotagged for this website. And so basically we make a bespoke shirt for every show, which is cool.
Yeah, it's really
and
cool.
And then you can get the shirt, and if you don't want the shirt, we'll just like give you the recording of the show. The real thing that's happening is, I hate to say this, data capture.
Well, of course.
Yeah. But so my thing with, I wanted to over deliver. The company that does it was like, you could like give away one free piece of merch to the winner of the people that sign up. I was like, that sucks. I was like, I'm not going to ask people to give me their email address so I can give one t-shirt away. Yeah. And so we record every night, and I was like, could we send out the recording to everyone? And they were like, yeah, if you want to. And I was like, yeah, we'll do that. So basically,
that's cool.
Yeah, people can like download it or whatever.
Because listen, there's not a time that I leave a Mumford & Sons concert that I don't want to immediately listen to that concert again.
And that's my thing. It's like, I was like, even if you could be like, we'll give you a recording of this show. It's like, well, if it's like the Cleveland show and you didn't go to that show. And so it's been really fun because people will be like, and there are, for all the talk about things being on the rails, I look for moments every night where I can like take us somewhere different or like latch on to like a person in the audience or whatever. There's a night where I like interviewed the security guards, and it's funny because people will be like, that's in the show, and like they can listen to they can remember like the show they were at.
Yeah, we've done that with live touring, but we put it on the podcast. So we would leave some of it for just the people in the room, but then pieces of it we put, because we're like, yeah, you should hear all this. It's so fun.
Totally. And so the interesting thing is, we don't like, you can't get it unless you're at the show. It's like we're not like, everybody sign up. Cool. It's like, so if you were there, you can have it. If not, not.
I think a fun thing about you is you're about, I don't know, not a full decade behind Dave Barnes. And I remember when Dave's kids were the age of your kids.
Yeah.
And so many of the things you sing about your kids now
sure, yeah.
was what Dave was singing on his Golden Days record, right?
Yeah.
And so talk to me about this season that is reflected in The Richest Man in the World, because often there's multiple times where you go back and you say, I don't want to forget this moment. The Lego song, like, which one is it that talks about when all this will be gone at some point?
Yeah.
I could be sleeping more. I could be, and all this will be gone at some. Is that just like that though?
No. You know what's hilarious? I'm so bad at this game.
Is it Golden Days? Part of like,
it's either Golden Days or just like that. And it's funny because like as soon as you started, I was like, I'm not going to know which one this is.
I know. I'm sorry.
No, you're great.
But that's the theme of the album.
Yes.
The theme is, I am the richest man in the world, but I'm not talking about money.
Yeah.
So what is this season of your life? What is happening that makes this that season?
I think that if I like zoomed out, if I explained this to an alien, if it's like, oh, the only part that I can't replicate again outside of my actual youth is probably my kids, like the years where they like really want to be around me. Because I'm sure when Jane's like 14, she's going to be like, whatever, I have friends, I don't want to hang out with you. No. And I started to look at my career and I was like, man, I feel like I've done this thing a lot, and I don't know that like if I'm looking at my life experiences, if I want to be like, and then I did it again and again infinity times, because it's like there's not that much else.
Yeah,
it's like so many of the things that I wanted to do I've done, and I will continue to do them, but I just don't know if it's going to make a difference if I eat this ice cream 100 more times or 7 more times. It's like, it's delicious ice cream, I've eaten it, did it. But I can't ever go back to when the boys like want to give me a hug all the time. It's like, that's going to happen where they like want to do that for probably like 3 or 4 years. And it's just like, I don't want to miss that. So if I was describing it to the alien, I'd be like, I got to be around for this. This is like the human experience for having a kid. It's like, this is probably the best part of it. And so I think, and what's funny though too, is like, it gets a lot of like, this is awesome. But there's also parts of it that are like too much and you can't take it in because your kids are being annoying or because like there's a challenging part or whatever. And so it's funny because it's like you want to soak it all in, and then it's hard sometimes because it's like, oh, why don't you just stop jumping off the couch? Like it's so loud. The boys, their room is above our like main room.
Yeah.
And they will just like stay up.
And how old are they now?
They're 5, both of them.
Right.
And it's so loud when they jump off the couch, and it's so annoying. And it's like Hillary and I are it's finally quiet. We're trying to hang out and talk or like watch a show or whatever. And it's just like, but there's that part too. It's like, it's such a sweet time. And it's also a really challenging time because you're like, you know, I hope I'm patient enough with them, but I'll get to the point sometimes where like, they're all like asking for stuff or asking for questions. And I'm just like, I can't answer any more questions.
I'm closed for business.
Yeah. Literally I'll be like, I'll try to level with them. I'll just be like, hey, I'm like just a person and like, I can't do this. I can't answer anymore. Because I mean, everyone like, I want to show you this cap of the water bottle and I want to tell you this thing. And like, how does whatever.
Yeah.
And there's sometimes I'm just like, I'm maxed out. I can't do it. I'm sorry. And so I think that's part of it too, is like, you wish you could, you know, I want to like save what today feels like for February. Yeah. And you can't. And in February, you're like, I'd give anything for it to feel like this. When you have a bunch of this, you're like, yeah, it's great, I guess.
Yeah.
So I think I'm trying to just like store it up.
Yes.
But it's challenging too. Like I think everyone that's like, this is awesome all the time. It's like, it's pretty hard.
It's that mom phrase I hear a lot or see on Instagram. The days are long, but the years are short.
100%. And it feels so cheesy and dumb. And then it's like, that's totally true.
That's totally, you're like at 5:30, nothing has felt longer than today.
Oh, no, like and the boys are now at an age where it's like a little better. When they were like 3, it was just like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And now it's pretty fun. But like some days Hillary and I would like look at the clock and it's like 6 and we're both like, oh my God. We have like an hour and 45 more minutes. Like,
right.
Oh, geez.
Right. When you're like at a movie theater, that feels like nothing.
Oh, totally.
When you've got to keep little people entertained, you're like an hour and 45 minutes.
Well, especially when it's winter and it's dark outside, you're just like, shoot me into the sun.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Cannot do.
Yeah.
And yet you write this entire album to remember that.
I think that's the deal. And the flip side of that is real, where it's like, as hard as that is, it is also that good.
Yeah.
I think it's just people usually talk about how great it is, and it's like, it's also hard. But I think if you were like, overall, is it, the reason that I want to play less shows and travel less, because like, it's a really awesome time. It's really special.
Yeah. The album, one of the reasons I was really excited to make this our fall soundtrack is the album has such a feel of don't miss this.
Totally. 100%.
And that in the fall can feel easier than in the winter. In the winter, I'm like, no, I want to miss all of this. But in the fall, you're like, no, I'm going to go to the pumpkin patch and I'm going to do all the things.
Totally.
But also like, don't miss this.
Totally.
Like, don't miss it.
Yeah. And I think it's impossible to like store all of the good weather for the winter and so you can appreciate it in the same way.
Right.
But it's just so good. And it's like, man, I want to make sure I don't miss it.
Hey friends, just interrupting this conversation one more time to tell you about one of our incredible partners, Thrive Cosmetics. Okay, listen, I love watching those Get Ready With Me reels on Instagram because I am fascinated by which products I learn about and makeup styles I see people doing, but no matter. I don't care what kind of mascara someone's trying to tell me is the best. You cannot convince me it's better than Thrive Cosmetics Liquid Lash Mascara. Whether it's a minimal look kind of day for me or a full face, I'm always going to have my Thrive Cosmetics Liquid Lash Mascara. All of their products from Thrive Cosmetics are 100% vegan, cruelty-free, and made with clean, skin-loving ingredients that work with your skin, not against it. If you're looking for their mascara, it's the vegan tubing mascara in the turquoise tube that you've probably seen all over the internet. There are 6 shades that last all day without clumping or smudging or flaking, and they make your lashes look like extensions by lengthening and defining them from root to tip. Thrive Cosmetics has donated over $150 million worth of product and cash funds to over 600 giving partners across the U.S. Their donations support 8 major causes, including those affected by cancer and homelessness and domestic abuse and more, reaching individuals from all walks of life. And their transformative impact is made possible through the support of their wonderful customers like you and me. Maximize your look with minimal effort. Go to thrivecosmetics.com/TSF, like that sounds fun. And my friends get an exclusive offer of 20% off your first order. That's Thrive Cosmetics, CAUSEMETICS.com/TSF. And now back to finish up our conversation with Ben. There's a influencer I love. She's a country artist named Emily Ann, and she is also a farmer. Do you know her? She's here. She and her husband, and she's canning right now. And I have been thinking, what if we could do that with more than fruits and vegetables? If we could can the weather, or if we could can experiences. So, like, remember when this relationship felt really healthy and good? Can I go get that out of the freezer? And like, what I would give.
That's what I when I thought about changing the way I toured. That's really what I thought about. I was like, whatever incremental loss there will be financially or whatever, I know that if I did it the other way and I was like, I'm going to just like try to do this as much as I can, that like in 20 years, I would give all that back and so much more to just be like, oh, like just give me like a couple weeks where like everybody wants to come give me a hug.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, well, then I can do that right now. It's like no one's making me miss it to then be sad about it. I could just be like, great, I'll do that swap right here.
That's
I think
exactly
that's exactly you hit the nail on the head there, where it's like, yeah, if I could, how much would I pay in mid-February for a day that felt like the day? I'd be like, unfathomable amount. Just to feel that the sun on my skin in that way.
Yes.
And so I'm like, oh, well, you can do that.
My counselor in New York in February said, we don't make decisions about New York in February. and she said, this has been the hardest winter because we usually have 1 or 2 days in the 50s that give us what we need to keep going. Yeah. And we didn't in 2025. And so it was so interesting. It's that same, like, what I would give for one day in short sleeves.
Yeah.
Okay, we need another topic we've got to discuss, very important, Arkansas. What's going to happen with football this year for you? Welcome back to football.
We're bad, I think, and I don't want to say that. I don't want to poo-poo.
It's early.
Yeah, I know there's a lot of people who work hard at it, etc. And I'm not trying to be like, I'm out on this. I'm not.
Sure.
But I don't want to get my heart broken again. You know what I mean? That's guard my heart, as they used to say.
Yes. They still say to all the singles, by the way. I hate to tell you.
They still say that?
People still tell you to guard your heart all the time. I really warn you about that.
Is it? Yeah.
But it is, I used to joke that the Atlanta Falcons were the worst relationship I was in because every year they promised to be different and every year they hurt me.
That's right. I think I'm, I'm going to guard my heart a little bit.
Are you going to go to games? Are y'all like take the kids to games, woo pig suey kind of level?
We've just entered the phase where taking the kids to things is like a net positive.
Yeah.
So
anything.
Yeah, kind of.
Oh my gosh, man.
Fayetteville's pretty hard to get to. Mm-hmm. And I travel enough that usually if we have time, we're not like, let's go somewhere else.
Yep.
I think we would like to see them play, but I don't know if we'll go to a game this year. We will watch probably all the games.
Yeah, same.
Hillary's diehard. I'd say I'm like fairly diehard.
You're diehard with a guarded heart.
I love college football. It's my favorite.
Love. How do you feel about Lee Corso, all that, of his leaving last week?
My honest review is I was really happy for him. I did feel like I wish they'd done it a couple years ago. Yeah. But I also respect his autonomy to be like, no, I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
But I thought it was really cool. Yeah. I feel like College Game Day is like such a cool institution. And
I agree. That feeling of turning it on and opening the porch doors and
totally
it's Saturday morning and I put on my Georgia sweatshirt on Saturday. I was like, we're here.
Yeah, totally.
I've waited.
No, totally.
It just feels, I cannot explain, this may be us being raised in the South. I can't explain the peace I feel when football's an option.
Oh yeah.
Even I can be having a hard conversation on the couch with someone, but if in the background there is any amount of football.
It's also like still like one shared cultural thing that's like we all have that to like talk about.
Yeah.
And I love it. It's
Someone
awesome.
asked me last week, can we go to a Georgia game together? And I said, if they play Vandy. I was like, I'll happily go when they're here. We're not going to get... Athens is hard to get to.
It is, but it's a great town. It's really cool.
But so and whenever Arkansas plays Vandy, that's when you take the kids.
Totally.
Because it's down the street.
Yeah, we might win.
And there's probably seats available.
Yeah.
Which is a great advantage for certain teams.
Yeah.
I realized when I was thinking about you coming in and talking about football, I thought, oh man, I didn't hear about Arkansas last weekend. Did they play?
No, we did. We played. I think we played Alabama A&M, maybe.
Yeah.
Not a huge school.
Yeah.
And we did win. I didn't get to watch the second half of the game. The first half of the game, I was worried for us because we scored, and I was like, we look incredible. And then they looked incredible, and I was like, oh no. But we did well. I think it was respectable. But
When you're on the road, how do you watch games?
I'm trying to. I mean, we've only had when we were in a bus, we would just have it on in the bus or maybe in the venue. And now, since we just are flying everywhere, we just try to have it on like in the venue.
Yeah.
If there's a game I really want to watch, I'll put it on my computer. But I feel like, I mean, we've only had, I'm trying to think if we were, I don't think we were not on the road for last week. And I think we were on the road for like the sort of like week 0 essentially.
Yeah.
And David, the sax player, turned on games and he was like, college football. And then it was like colleges I've never heard of. And
Yeah,
that's
right.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I feel like usually in the green room, we'll just put it on TV. And then if it's a really good game, I might use my computer.
The only game CAIN and I have discussed at length is Georgia, Alabama, because they are as diehard Alabama as I am Georgia.
Oh, wow.
And so we have decided no phones and no asking, no learning anything. And we will all watch it when the show's over. So we're going to try to not watch Georgia, Alabama until the show is over. And
When
then
is
I'll
it?
watch it together. I think it's October. I'm not exactly sure.
That'll be good.
We are in, this may have changed. Originally, our show was in Knoxville during the Georgia Alabama game, which feels like but I think they moved Knoxville around. I can't exactly remember when it is, but we were like, we are not talking about it. We are not watching it. We will not look at highlight reels. We will watch it together after the show. But that's tough. That's one of the hardest things for me in the fall. I remember watching Ann Voskamp speaking one time, and I was on the second row, and I had my phone in my lap for the Georgia game. I was like, geez. Okay, what did we not say about the album you want to make sure we say? Did we leave anything off?
I think it's a good synopsis. I think it's you did a great job.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much, Ben. You make it very easy because I love being your friend, and your music is so enjoyable.
You're really kind to say that.
It is such a, it is full of peace.
Awesome.
And that is really awesome. It is such a gift. Okay, the last question we always ask, because this show is called That Sounds Fun.
Mm-hmm.
Ben Rector, what sounds fun to you right now? What are y'all doing for fun?
I should have known to think about this.
I like fresh answers, so you're good.
What sounds fun? I played golf today. That was fun. So I can't.
And you got in here by 1:30?
Yeah.
Thank you. I'm so sorry. You should have pushed us back and said, I'm on the links.
No,
Annie.
I knew we play fast. It was great.
Good.
That was really fun. It sounds fun I think tonight, Hillary has a birthday party. I don't know what it is. She's doing something. So I will probably watch the kids ride bikes.
Yeah.
I might drink a kombucha.
Uh-huh.
And then I don't know.
Do y'all
what
make
to do.
your own? No.
I'm not.
That slimy stuff in your house, I
get
can't
a
live
little,
like that.
it feels like borderline witch doctor stuff. I'm worried it'd be too concentrated and mess me up or something.
Yes.
That sounds fun. And then honestly, college football this weekend sounds really fun.
Who do y'all play this weekend?
I don't know the answer to that.
We have Austin P.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know. I don't know if
Yeah.
I can't say for sure.
It's
Really,
a guarded
truly,
heart. It's a guarded heart.
I'm literally, and that's real. I'm not like, I don't care. I'm just like, I don't want to start being like, but if, and then maybe, I don't want to do that.
I know, buddy. I'm sorry. I've been there. I can feel what you are feeling.
Yeah.
I have a golf question before we leave.
Oh, please.
So many of my friends are playing, females and males, and people invite me. I have heard I should take 1 to 2 lessons before I go out there, or I will start with bad form, and it'll be much harder to get good form than to just take some lessons and then be ready.
I think I would go to Top Golf or a range and hit balls and just like get a feel for it before someone's like, do this or do that.
Okay.
Just so you can have like a tiny bit, because you're going to be trying to like connect what they say to like a feeling.
Yeah.
And I think it'd be helpful if you had just like a little bit of muscle memory, even a little bit.
Okay.
And I think it'd be great. I think taking a lesson would be fine. And also too, I think people look at golf as this like unapproachable weird thing. It's impossibly hard, and everybody knows that. So like, no one's gonna be super sad if you're like not playing very good, because it's impossibly hard.
My dad is 75, and I think he's been playing for 73 years, and he will be like, "I was terrible today." You're like, how's that possible?
Oh no, it is so hard.
Yeah.
I think my thing is, if you can do whatever you're doing quickly, it doesn't matter if you shoot 1,000,000.
Yeah.
That's it.
Just have a good time. Get to the hole.
Have a good time. Pick up when you're out of it. It's going to be great. Yeah. But I think people look at it and they're like, oh, I'm going to hit a bad shot. That's weird. It's like, no, like everybody hits bad shots.
Okay, good. I will do it. Thank you for this album. Thanks for being our fall soundtrack. And thank you for singing the That Sounds Fun theme song. That's so kind of you.
100%.
Kids sing it to me all the time.
That's awesome.
It is. I need to get a recording of it next time for you. Kids sing it to me all the time, and it is so sweet.
That's awesome.
And I sent you the video. I think I sent it to Hillary of my nephew singing Range Rover.
Sick. It
is one of my favorite things ever. Him sing that song. All right. Thank you, buddy. Thanks for doing this.
Thanks for having me.
You guys, isn't he awesome? He's so brilliant. I'm glad you had your guidebook to take notes in because he is a thinker, man. Every time I sit down with Ben, it just blows my mind. Y'all head over to social media, tell Ben thanks for being on the show, and go stream his album, The Richest Man in the World. It is so good. I mean, it's our soundtrack. Y'all got to go listen to it. If you enjoyed this episode, I think you'll also love episode 407 with Dave Barnes. There is more Dave and more Ben back there in the history. You can find them and listen if you want. If you have any questions from this episode, just drop them in the Q&A box on your Spotify app if you're a Spotify listener like me, or send them to us on Instagram at That Sounds Fun Podcast. We'll try to answer them there. If you need anything else from me, you know I'm embarrassingly easy to find. Annie F. Downs on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, anywhere you need me. That is where you can find me. I think that's it for me today, friends. Go out or stay home. Do something that sounds fun to you, and I will do the same. Today, what sounds fun to me? Well, I should tell you, my new rhythm during tour is Monday is my day off. So today, what sounds fun to me? I hope you're listening to this and I'm still sleeping, or out on a walk at Radnor, or eating at Baja Burrito. That's what I hope happens today. Y'all have a great week. We'll see you back here next Monday. The music continues with a guest y'all have long requested. It's our friend, Chris Tomlin. We'll see y'all next week.
That sounds fun.
That sounds fun.
Oh, that sounds fun.
Check 1, 2 on the microphone. Annie F. Downs in your car to your home. Every week it's something new. A deep talk or an interview. She'll make you laugh, she'll make you cry. When it's dark out, she's a light.